Hello and welcome to Grocer Pod. My name is Sean Kosednar. The Innovation Showcase is next week, and to get you ready, I have Eran Harel on the show today. Eran is Senior Vice President at AppCard. They will have a great booth at the showcase, but before I get to him, please remember to subscribe to Grocer Pod. Subscribing means new episodes will be downloaded for you automatically. You can find Grocer Pod on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other platform you use. Thanks for joining me today, Eran.
Thank you for having me, Sean.
So why don't you start off by telling everyone what AppCard is and what it is you guys do?
Of course. So AppCard is a personalized marketing, shopper analytics, and digital coupon platform. In a way, we help independent grocers throughout the country to simplify the way they identify the shopper, understand them, communicate with the shoppers, and make their data actionable.
That's awesome. How are AWG member retailers using AppCard at the moment?
So we are really excited, honored, and humbled to be partners of AWG. And we service hundreds of mutual grocers, from a single store operator to a mid-size chain with 85 locations. And they really use AppCard in the capacity of being able to offer a rewards and loyalty program on one hand that provides the shopper the reason and the ability to identify themselves every time they shop. As they do so, the grocer is able to really know and understand their preference and hence communicate with them at the shopper's preferred touch point through email, through text, push notification, or in-lane terminal, and any other way in order to entice this shopper and drive them back to the store. Additionally, we also provide the digital coupons, and hence we are marketing those coupons, personalizing it to the shoppers, and making sure that shoppers are engaged and have yet additional savings. Once again, a reason to drive them back to the store.
So I know that it's March, but it's never a bad time to take an overall read of the grocery landscape. So talk to me about how you're viewing the current state of the grocery industry.
So in order for us to really look at the current state, we need to look into the past several years and 2023, if you will, in particular, and see that 2023 was really a year of transition. If we think about it, the grocery industry went out of COVID, but was it really a good thing? Obviously, many of the grocers have had, particularly the independent grocers, have had tremendous growth in their sales during COVID. And really reconnected with their shoppers. Shoppers really purchased more and cooked at home, which we haven't seen in the past years. And at the same time, 2023 was also a year in transition in the sense that we had inflation in record high, which changed the cost of doing business. We changed the shopper preferences at the store. And we've seen at times pricing increases dramatically on items. We've seen a trend of moving from the national brands into private label, which changed shopper behavior. And at the same time, 2023 was the year of transition because we've seen more digital coupons used, the importance of coupons. We've also seen the shift from print to digital. And many of our mutual customers have, and grocers have really were able to know and identify the shoppers. And for example, have through the AppCard NTR, the zip code, and hence know where they are saturated and shift some of that cost. We've seen AWG's great retail media really pick up in 2023. So 2023 was really a year of transition. We also saw some regulation coming with privacy. We saw states looking into discrimination with digital for those shoppers that are either elderly and others. So 2023 definitely has been a transition. But that being said, 2024, as we look into that, and as you said, hey, we are March, right? So the 2024 is all about communication. Being able to communicate with our shoppers, whether it is in order to incite emotion, whether it is to entice behavior, whether it is to really personalize our interaction. Shoppers want to be appreciated for their business, and there's no reason why the independent grocers will not be in a position to do that as well.
I really like how you phrase it as communicate with the customers rather than market or advertise. I think that's a lot more approachable for the independent retailer, especially, someone that may have a smaller store that may think of marketing and advertising as, fancy big city, things. They're very used to communicating with their customers. And if they think about it that way, I think that they have the tools and the capabilities of doing it. And I know that AppCard is there to help enhance those things that they're already doing.
Undoubtedly. And that's the reason why when you asked me initially, what is AppCard doing? I've mentioned personalized marketing, shopper analytics, and digital coupons. What I did not say, even though some may think of us as a loyalty provider, we actually don't believe in loyalty. And the reason for which I'm saying that is exactly that communication, that relationship that we need to build with our shoppers, right? Because shoppers that enroll into a rewards and loyalty program, they're not really a loyal customer. Only if we are able to really build a relationship that will entice that behavior and results with the shopper's increase of his or her recency and frequency and monetary spend, then we will earn their loyalty. So hence communication that is relevant, communication that is personalized, communication that really builds that surprise and delight and the awareness and the excitement is what differentiates the independent grocer. And making use of that data in order to really know that, Sean, this is how you behave on the e-commerce, and this is how you behave in the in-store, and remind you that you are running out of Bounty toilet paper, for example. These are kind of things that we really want to make sure that we drive in terms of communication.
You've mentioned personalized a couple of times, and I think when people hear that, they think it's much more complicated than it has to be. What are some different ways that AWG member retailers can personalize the communications that they have with their customers?
So I think that the easiest way to start is obviously by, for example, personalizing your weekly coupon email or your weekly ad. And by that, I mean is that making sure that we are able to rank those coupons that we send either at any touch point, right? Which is also important from communication, that we talk with our shoppers at their preferred touch point. But rank those coupons. So if I buy Tide every 21 days and I just bought it yesterday, there's no reason that Tide will be the first coupon in my gallery. Or alternatively, if we would want to do something else. So making sure that we really do that. And speaking of trends that we talked earlier, it's all about the platform. The grocer should not need to do anything in and about it. It is the technology that needs to work for them. And in our case, it is done automatically. Additionally, personalizing communication can be from as easy and simple of a birthday campaign, right? So having an automated trigger that will send Sean a birthday at the right time, and in a way, putting it in such a way that will be a set and forget. So that's really personalized. But then again, personalization is also in the way that we communicate with our shoppers, not only when they leave the store, but also when they are at our store. So with the AppCard NTR, for example, our in-lane terminal, the cashier is able, once you've identified, to know that this is Sean. So instead of, sir, is that all for today? It would be, hey, Sean, great to see you again. And by the way, the cashier can also see whether you are a top shopper or a lost shopper. So if you're a top, it would be, thank you for your loyalty. Or if you're a lost shopper, it would be, hey, we haven't seen you for a while. So those small nuances makes a huge difference when we really communicate with our shoppers in a way that is meaningful for them.
I think the in-store communication is such a brilliant idea. That's not something that we usually talk about and think about when it comes to, personalized communication and the technology. But the technology doesn't just have to be digital communication. It can literally be people talking to each other, and just something on a screen gives them a little prompt as to different things that they can say to make the customer feel a little bit more welcome.
Undoubtedly. And I think that is where technology and service meet, right? The great service of our independent grocer, who are really the center of their community, and a technology that needs to be really accessible and easy and integrated and comprehensive in order to make the grocer's life easier, rather than have them to really invest more time to what am I doing with this, right? So this is super important.
And it's amazing to me. I talk to vendors, it doesn't matter if it's a loyalty provider, or I was talking to another vendor that, monitored how compressors on freezers are working. It's the base of all of it is how to save time for the retailer so they can go back to just running their store and selling groceries and doing the things that they do the best. And all of these different vendor providers that AWG partners with, that's really their goal at the end of the day. They may be fixing, a vast array of different issues, but really when it comes down to it is just how to give the retailer more time to do what they do best, and that's sell groceries.
Undoubtedly. In our office, we have a big sign that says that independent grocers want to increase their sales, decrease their cost, and save time.
Exactly.
And really save time. Oftentimes we don't think about it enough, but this is the number one most expensive resource that the independent grocer has. And simple things, right? Like the IGA National Digital Ad. And we just announced that we are a Red Oval partner with the IGA. So the ability to save 5 hours a week by fully automating the upload of those pricing, and then the reports to by the end of the week for the rebate for the IGA AWG members, for example. This is huge. This is now 5 hours that the grocer can do something else, either for themselves or for the store, that they never had before. And so saving time is paramount for their success.
So sort of switching gears here, Eran, a lot of what we've talked about today has come down to collecting data, and data's been key word for last couple of years, especially around Innovation Showcase time. How important is it for retailers to collect, and not only collect that data, but view it and maybe even share it with the wider AWG audience? So instead of having one store or one banner's worth of customer data, they can really be utilizing as much as possible and figuring out not only their shoppers, but trends, across the AWG community.
Perfect question. And I think that when we talk about data, there's really the inner data and the external data, as you've said it yourself. The inner data, what we do is that we really look at data in 3 different layers. We provide our grocers in real time more than 100 different reports for anything and everything that happened in the store, whether it is rewards and loyalty members or not. Whether it is basket analysis and product mix and their cashier's performance, and hey, who of the cashiers is really offering discounts and returns and whatnot. The second layer is BI Insight. The third are real-time alerts, which really stems for making them better operators. But when we are looking at the greater scheme of things, and we look at the AWG and how, as a co-op, the data can help for the entire community of members, is where retail media is concerned, and where the RMN is coming into play in order to optimize the relationship and the sourcing and the content that is being obtained from the CPGs and the vendors, right? So getting better access to additional digital dollars. It is there in order to help optimize logistically the prediction of what to buy, when to buy, which regions, and even how to stock and load a truck and the backhaul of the truck. So making use of that data is really essential across the board for the store as an operator, but as AWG from a wholesaler, from logistics, but also as a marketer and the retail media. And the more we will do together, and in the past it used to be small ad groups, and then it went and become a regional ad group. But now with the retail media, definitely a lot that can be done in order to benefit the greater network of AWG in order to achieve lower cost, but also in order to increase revenues, as we've talked earlier, with more access to digital funds.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of talk of the RMN at the Innovation Showcase. And speaking of Innovation Showcase, can you give us a sneak peek of what members might see at your booth at the upcoming showcase?
Undoubtedly, and we are extremely excited to be at the Innovation Showcase, and more so to celebrate the 2,000 stores on AppCard. So everyone and anyone who have visited the showcase and visited our booth would also have fantastic promotion that we will be offering. But at the booth, we will have a full and complete setup with the NTR, with the coupons, with the most recent release that we had with Ibotta, that now not only that we have all of the national content in the industry, but now we will also have all of the Ibotta content, not as cashback, but rather as regular, normal digital coupons that will be part of that gallery of our grocers, and making it really seamless. Again, speaking of time, seamless for the grocers.
Exactly. I encourage everyone to stop by the AppCard booth next week at the showcase. Eran, thank you for joining me today, and I'll be catching up with you on the show floor.
Fantastic. Thank you for having us, and looking forward to a tremendous showcase.
And thank you all for listening. Please remember to like and subscribe to Grocer Pod. That way you can stay up to date on all the latest things going on around AWG. Until next week, this has been Sean Kosednar for Grocer Pod.